And my name is Amy.
Okay, is it started? My name is Leah.
And my name is Amy.
I hope you enjoy this video.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing great because I am so excited to be here in front of this camera today to make this video with you. But first, if y'all want to know a little inside secret, if you're wondering why I had two little children in the beginning of this video, it's because every single time I need to film a video, I literally have to go into every single part of my house and let all of my family members know that I'm filming a video, because if I don't, they will literally scream and go crazy. So I told my sister and her friend this, and I was like, you know what, I'll just let them be a part of the video. So that's why that was there. I don't know if you cared about that, but there we go. So, like I said before, I'm so excited to film this video for y'all today because it's been a while, and I'm stoked because today's topic has literally been like in the forefront of my mind and my vision for like the past month, because I have been just seeing so many things that relate to this topic and to Christians and our relationship with sin and what our relationship with sin should be, what it should not be. And so that's why I'm making this video today. Also because I'm currently reading through 1 John, and I have just been realizing that this book is just so full of just like heart checks and just statements that you need to like read and reflect on your life and be like, am I doing that or am I not doing that? And so that's why I wanted to make this video, because he makes such poignant statements about our relationship with sin as Christians, and I feel like that there are people that need to watch this video as well as myself, you know, learning these things. So that's why I'm here. So let's just get into it, because otherwise I'll ramble for like 12 years. So let's start with 1 John chapter 3, verse 6. And this is what it says. Whoever abides in him does not sin. Whoever sins has neither seen him nor known him. Little children, let no one deceive you. He who practices righteousness is righteous, just as he is righteous. He who sins is of the devil, for the devil has sinned from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whoever has been born of God does not sin, for his seed remains in him, and he cannot sin because he has been born of God. So the reason I chose these group of verses is because I think that they are so straight up, like you don't need to ask any questions. You can just see exactly what John is trying to get you to understand. And he's trying to get you to understand that if you say you're of God and you're sinning, and when he says sin here, he means habitual sin, like, you know, you're having sex outside of marriage, you're doing drugs, you're constantly lying to people, you're hurting people, things like that. If you're doing that kind of stuff, but you say that you're of God or you're a Christian, then you're lying to yourself. You're lying, and it's not good. He says, don't let anyone deceive you, because I think a lot of people nowadays, especially people who call themselves Christians, say, oh yeah, I'm a Christian, yet they're doing these things. And it's like, you need to realize that if you say you're a Christian, your life should reflect that. Your life should be as Jesus's life was. It should not be stuck in sin. But this is something that I think a lot of Christians are missing the point on. If you have a relationship with sin, then you cannot have a right relationship with Christ, your Savior, right? It's like if you were in a relationship with like a real person, like a boyfriend or girlfriend, and you have this friend that hates your boyfriend, and they're just like, I hate that person, and every time you're with them and I'm there, I'm going to do everything I can to ruin that relationship with them. So it's like, you don't want to be around that friend. You don't want that friend to be around you and your boyfriend, because they're just going to try to ruin your relationship. And that's exactly what sin is. It is going to ruin your relationship with Christ. And as Christians, we know that Christ died on the cross for us so that we could be saved and be made right with God, so that we can have that good relationship with him. But if we're letting sin come into that relationship, it's going to separate us from God, and it's going to ruin things. But I know it's hard, because there's a lot of Christians who say they want to know Jesus, or who say they want, you know, just to be right with the Lord and all that, but they're not willing to let go of the past. They're not willing to let go of their life that's filled with sin and that just bad stuff that draws them further from Christ instead of nearer. So I want to share this other verse with you in 1 John chapter 2. It says, do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is passing away, and the lust of it. But he who does the will of God abides forever. So I ask you, whoever is watching this video right now, Do you want Jesus or do you want your sin? Because there's a lot of people who hear about the Bible and who hear about Christ and the forgiveness and the mercy that he has towards us. And they're like, yeah, that sounds pretty great. I want that. I want to go to heaven, you know? But they're not willing to let go of the things that separate them from Christ, that separate them and keep them from going to heaven, you know? So it's like, ask yourself, do you want to be in the pride and lust and everything that is in this world? Or do you want to know Christ? Because they are opposites. And this is why I just really wanted to make this video, because I have seen just this happening all the time. People who say they're Christians, but their life doesn't even show anything of Christ. And maybe you are struggling with habitual sin right now. Maybe there's just a sin that is just like, wow, it holds you down and you don't know what to do. And I implore you, follow Christ. Ask him to help you, because he is the only one that can help. And trust me, I used to struggle with certain things like that as well. And I have had to really, make it a point to say, no, like, I'm going to allow Christ to work in this. I'm not going to just think like, oh yeah, God will forgive me later, or God is patient with me. Like, no, if you are in habitual sin, or if you are sinning in ways and not growing in your relationship with Christ, then you have to ask yourself, whose am I? Just like the first verses we read, are you righteous and of Christ, or are you sinning and of Satan? So this is why I wanted to make this video, because Christ freed us from sin. If you have accepted Jesus into your heart, then he has paid every single penalty and burden and everything that you have done wrong. He has paid it on the cross for you. And what you need to realize is that you shouldn't go back to the things that put Jesus on the cross. You should run away from them. So brother, sister, if you're watching this, I encourage you, run away from your sin, because as a Christian, you should not have a relationship with your sin. It should deplore you. It should disgust you. It should cause you to run closer to Christ instead of running towards the sin and farther away from him. So, hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for next week's video, because it's going to jump off of this, but we're going to be talking about just the modern day church and how they're teaching things that are contrary to the Bible. It's going to be interesting. So, be sure to turn on the post notifications so that you don't miss out on that, and then subscribe and like and do whatever YouTubers tell people to do. Also, you can comment too, because that would be great. I love talking to people who comment on my videos. So anyways, I will see you guys next time. Be blessed and adios. I don't know why I speak Spanish and I never say it in the Spanish way, so adios. Is that better? I don't know.